So one question I'm always asked, who would win in a fight? Who would win in a fight if Galactus fought the Hulk? Or if Thor fought Iron Man? And there's one answer to all of that. It's so simple. Anyone should know this. The person who'd win in a fight is the person that the scriptwriter wants to win. If I want Spider-Man to win, he'll win. If I want the Thing to win, he'll win. These are fictitious characters. The writer can do whatever he wants with them. So stop asking those bonehead questions.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies.
Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're Nerd is the New Bully. I'm your host, Leroy, a.k.a. Mr. Boombastic, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, a.k.a. D's Nuts, roasted on a open fire. Forgot the lyrics. Jack Frost. Who roasts? Is it Jack Frost or Nuts? I don't know.
It's one of them. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that song is banned now in 2021. You had like a little beatbox thing going on, Eli. I didn't want to interrupt you when we started. I'm like, man, I should let him keep going. Let him ride it out and let's see what happens. Anyway. And we're back with another episode. And yeah, just want to say this episode is brought to you by Trust the Bros Moving Company. Because this is what Gomer should have used when he was moving last week. But he'll know next time.
Oh, that's right. That's Gomer moved.
Yeah, that's why he was. They didn't record last week, but they recorded this week. He said he moved everything by himself, like he's He-Man. So congratulations on him. But I'm like, you just pay somebody to do that stuff nowadays, you know. But anyway, Eli, I gotta ask, how's the weather up there?
We're finally getting snow. We've gotten some flurries here and there for the past couple of weeks, but yesterday we actually got snow that is now on the ground. Snow is on the ground.
Wow.
So,
I was in shorts and flip-flops all day.
Me too. Until I went outside.
Until you went. No, I was outside in shorts and flip-flops because I'm almost at the cool uncle stage now where you don't have to wear socks anymore. Like socks are no longer
pants.
Required.
Well,
I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm almost there at the no pants point. But we're getting there. So yeah, I'm just.
I heard it's crazy. I heard the weather's crazy all over the country. I heard like Hawaii's getting a blizzard or some shit.
But you know what that means? That means when February and March come, we're gonna get hit with another. You know, we're gonna be living in Hoth again.
Yeah, like now that's what I've noticed. Our winters usually start later.
Yeah.
We're getting later and later winter because usually we get snow like in the beginning of November. Around these parts, but for the past few years, it seems we don't start getting snow till later in the winter. And
now
we know it lasts till fucking May and June.
Now we don't want to blame it on the big G, global warming. We don't want to go to. We know some people think it's a political hot topic. Here we don't do political, so we're not going to go there. But it could be. Now before look at your tasty beverage. There are no sponsors here until they pay us. We're not going to show who we're
just
drinking.
A dope ass Spider-Man glass.
Okay,
cream. This is cream soda.
Oh, see, we were going to sit there. I was going to put a poll down and guess what you were drinking.
Oh,
you just spoiled it right there. What is in Eli's cup?
Come in every time.
Coke 45. All right, what are we talking about? Okay, so before we get to the podcast, I want to do some house cleaning. Because I get asked a random question every now and then. Like people find out I got a podcast. We got a podcast, and they always ask us what we talk about. And they always give us suggestions, Eli, of what we should talk about. Now, of course, I never pay attention to stuff, but this time I feel like I should address it. Like, because one thing that it keeps getting a reoccurring theme that
like
people
is it comic theme? Like when you say, "Oh, we talk about comic books," and they're saying, well, you should talk about, social issues like how the economy and blah, 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 all that shit.
Well, my mom wish we talked about more about Tyler Perry movies, but that's neither here nor there.
If I see any, I think I saw
If
any.
I see any, yeah.
I saw the Halloween one. I did see the Halloween one.
Why? They made 2 of those, right?
I don't know. I think it was on TV and somebody was watching and I was in the same room and didn't leave. That's how it happened.
Okay, so you got trapped into watching the Tyler Perry movie. So we'll review it one day. It'll be one of the Halloween watches we'll watch. But no, actually, this is comic book related. What we were talking about is that people always ask us, why don't we ever debate superhero fights? Why don't we ever debate who would win in a fight? And I just noticed it because every other, comic book podcast, they do that stuff. They go like long, 30-minute, hour long. Well, he can do this and he can do that. And this is his feat. And this is I never cared. I mean, like I said, we could always debate about who would win between Batman and Black Panther, who would win between Superman and Thanos, all this stuff like that, and all this fine and dandy. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. And you know why it doesn't matter? Because of the OG. The one of the reasons we even started this podcast and we got into this hobby to begin with, Stan Lee, Mr. Excelsior himself. He's the one that debunked this whole theory, stuff like that, because basically what he said, that it doesn't matter what superhero fights over here, what superhero fights over here. The winner is always whoever the writer wants it to be. So we can argue over Batman and Black Panther or Superman and Thanos. Doesn't matter. Whoever's your favorite, that's going to win. I give you a prime example. Your boy, Frank Miller.
That's my boy, Uncle Frank.
That's your boy. That Uncle Frank. My boy too. He's my boy too. But we do know that Frank Miller has a bias towards Batman. So that's the main reason why Batman always kicked the shit out of Superman anytime Frank Miller was writing him. It's not because Batman is just, prep time. No, he just likes Batman. That's all. It's the same thing when you got any black writer writing Black Panther. He's going to just do the most insane, craziest shit ever, like beating the shit out of Silver Surfer. Can he do that any other time? No, but when a black writer gets to get him, it's the same thing when an Asian writer writes Shang-Chi. Now he's beating the shit out of Thor. It's what happens, So we can just keep talking about all this stuff like that. Who will win the fight? Who will win? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
Or Echo having the Phoenix Force and flaming the shit out of everybody.
Exactly. If Eli wrote the story, So that's what will happen. But that's why it doesn't really matter. We can argue all day who this or who this. It doesn't matter. It's whoever you want it to be. Like I said, I've always had this theory that the one above all is not the writer. The one above all is the reader.
Remember when I riled up a bunch of people online? We were saying who would win, Hulk or Superman, and then
you said kryptonite jizz or something.
I said Hulk's gamma radiation has Kryptonian property, so Superman just being in the Hulk's present would weaken him, and then Hulk would whip his ass. And
right. Well, then people start like researching. Like, is that a thing?
Is that real?
What scan is
that real? Right. Is that true? Is that true? I was like, no, it's not fucking true. But whenever I played with my action figures, that's
right. But then they start attacking you, Eli. Prove it, Eli. Prove it. Show me a scan.
Yeah, you're like, oh, your toys are not canon.
Oh shit! And it means leads unnecessary headaches from fans. And another thing is reason you can't do these debates because power levels change all the time. Like one time Superman can barely lift a building, next time he's shrugging off a nuclear explosion. So how can you say what happened? One time, Batman can defeat the whole Justice League and then gets his ass beat by a dude that can just do riddles. Like it doesn't make any sense, but it's comics.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want to do.
Superman could, destroy the world with his dick. But then he needed guns in the 90s.
Right. That's comics for you. So yeah. So I just want to just do that little bit of house cleaning. We can move on past that. Eli, we saw a TV show.
We sure did. And honestly, I thought you were going to check out by the last 2 episodes we saw last time, but you decided to stick with it. I was like, no, I told you the ending of the second episode.
The second ending, you were like, okay, you decided to stick with it. So okay. So what we're talking about episode 3 of Hawkeye. And I actually want to dig into this episode. Now, Eli, I know you got some stuff you want to address on also, but I want to dig into some stuff with Hawkeye also, because a lot of stuff went down in this episode.
Action packed.
I'll be honest with you, Eli. Like out of all the Disney Plus episodes that we've had like this year, this might be my favorite episode out of all the Disney Plus shows. Now, let me clarify. Let me clarify because people were like, well, what about Daredevil? And I didn't say Netflix. I'm not counting Netflix. I'm not counting Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like I said, that Quake and Ghost Rider fight went hard as hell. I'm not counting all that stuff. Just Disney Plus, WandaVision, Loki, like that. This might be my favorite episode. Now, every other Disney Plus episode would be like, it's okay, but it had like one scene or thing that would just catch you. You know, like, oh, well, I got to watch this thing. This was entertaining, consistently entertaining throughout the whole 40 minutes, whatever it was we got. It was just like, it was just the ending.
It was pretty short. I remember it went by really quick.
I think it was 40 minutes. I think it was like a 40-minute show. But it just, I was going to say, it just felt quicker because so much stuff
then like
was
the
happening.
credits are like 10, so it's like a half hour.
Well, that's true too if you want to sit through all this stuff.
Yeah. But no, I had a blast. It was fun. I was like, oh, this made up for the second or the first
LARPing
two.
scene.
Yeah. And all the Christmas, hubble, cheer that I just wasn't, there was no snow on the ground yet. So I wasn't in the Christmas spirit yet. So
you're starting to get there now. I see.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing. So we're starting to, that's the thing about this show is that it's starting to get a little bit more street level, starting to getting to the storyline. Eli, you called it. You called the exact storyline of what was going to happen.
Oh yeah. It just made sense, I mean, if they're gonna have Echo be like the main baddie, and why is she after Hawkeye? It would kind of make sense that's he would have killed her dad. So
right, and a lot of people understand. Well, why would he kill her dad? He looked so sweet and innocent in the beginning. No, he was a gangster. He was a mobster. That's just like everybody else. He was leading the tracksuit. Yeah. I don't know how that got miscommunicated with the audience, but
he was wearing a tracksuit in the show.
Like I don't know how that flew over people's heads. Even the scene. I've heard some people like say some things like the little boy that got beat before she went up there. He was credited as little Kazi. So that was the same dude that she was doing the sign language with. So they've known each other like for years. They grew up together.
Kazi,
which means that his dad might be a tracksuit also, which means this might be like
is that clown guy?
Yes, but no, he's a clown in the comics.
Okay,
but in this he's just a dude. But he's got the same name, but Kazi, And so, but yeah, same guy. So it feels like they're running like some kind of training facility for the kids to take over the tracksuits, And I guess we got to address the elephant in the room, Uncle
Willie.
Uncle Willie. I mean, I know you're saying we may be chasing waterfalls again. This may be another Mephisto thing, or this may be, whatever you want to call it. This is different from Mephisto because there's no way it can be anybody but Kingpin. Now, Mephisto thing, that was some reaches we were doing on that. I get that. Magneto showing up, that's a reach on this. There's no way this can be nobody but Kingpin. When he says Uncle is going to take you home after school, you can hear his footsteps walking. He has on a black suit, full suit, cufflinks, big man, and he damn near laughs like Kingpin. I'm almost certain that that's the same guy that played Kingpin was laughing.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent D'Onofrio, yeah. Now that's the thing. So like I said, and then we got more dialogue with Hawkeye talking about there's somebody over her. You really don't want to mess with this guy. Like, who could be over her? Who's running crime in New York? If you're Ronin, you're doing all this shit in New York, you're going to run into Kingpin. Like, there's no other way you can do it but that, So there's too many breadcrumbs they're placing to not be Kingpin. The question is, will it be Vincent D'Onofrio? Yeah. Maybe not. Everybody's saying, well, maybe it's another crime boss. Maybe it's Tombstone. And like, no, it's not Hammerhead, Tombstone, the Magia, whatever like that. No, it's Kingpin. We don't care about those guys. We care about Kingpin. So we got to see how this goes. If it is, I just want to see Vincent D'Onofrio.
And that's comic accurate.
It's comic accurate because in the comics, Kingpin was over the tracksuit and he put a hit out on Hawkeye. It all tracks up. Like I said, if they're following the comic, it will be Kingpin. Even just a Matt Fraction run of Hawkeye will be Kingpin. So, like I said,
616 in the house.
616. What we got? Boy, it sounds like it. like I said, so it can't be anybody but Kingpin. It's got to be him. But like I said, will it be Vincent D'Onofrio? Will they recast? Will they do a CGI fat guy? Will it be the Big Show instead of what will they do? We don't know.
Be Kenny Powers, Danny McBride.
Right. Well, it's the Big Show. Marvel has recast. He's a variant.
Wilson fucking Fisk, motherfucker.
So we got to see how that goes. But I'm trying to see what else happened in the episode. Just a bunch of other awesome stuff that happened. It was heartwarming.
The Pym arrow. What?
The Pym arrow that took me out. I was like, whoa, because I saw it. And I was like, is that what I think it is? And then he dropped it and then dropped.
Yeah, I saw Pym. I was like, oh shit, is he gonna shoot that thing and it's gonna go small? And because that's where that's an Ant-Man arrow. And then it went the opposite. It got big, and I was like, oh shit. And I just smiled. I had a grin. I was smiling the whole time.
They getting you, Eli. They getting you. Marvel slowly reeling you back in. All right. So, like I said, and even the chase scene was straight from the comics. Like it was straight from the comics. Like I said.
When she had all the different arrows and shit.
The different arrows, stuff like that. Like matter of fact, the arrows she was using were the same arrows from the comics. That cable arrow, shock arrow, suction arrow. Yeah. They were on the same bridge. The only difference is that where Hawkeye told her not to take the 72 Charger, she took Echo took the 72 Charger and chased him after him. So either way, a 72 Charger was in the comic, regardless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what do we got here? Pym Tech is back in action. So yeah, will a CGA fat suit? No, it won't, because because you can tell that Hawkeye isn't having the same budget like the other Marvel shows doing. They're kind of more low, but they scaling back on these shows.
We can get John Leguizamo in a fat suit.
Yeah, like Violator and Spawn. No, it's not gonna happen. But I'm trying to think what else happened in this episode. Like I said, and towards the end, like I said, we got Swordsman. I think they're gonna change it up where it doesn't seem like Swordsman and Hawkeye know each other. So, which is not a big deal for me. I know some comic book fans get all bent out of shape over that, and they say the show because it's not canonical or comic accurate. I don't care.
That's not what happened in the comics.
Like, let it go. Yeah, just let it go. We're not here to bash everything that happened just because it's not 100% accurate. If they do something different, fine. That keeps us on our toes. That means we don't know what's going to happen. Because as a comic fan, that shit would be boring if I knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, Echo ain't no Hawkeye fan or Hawkeye enemy. Well, she bangs him in the comics at one point.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. She bangs him in the comics. Yeah, and we do have to mention that Echo is the first Ronin.
She was the first Ronin. Yes,
she was the first Ronin, and that's how Hawkeye got the suit, because he banged her and took it from her. So yeah.
Well, she gave it to him. She's like, "I'm done with this."
She
was like a masterless samurai. She was like, I'm done. My mission is over. This is yours now.
Yeah, Frank. We try. We're not late. We're always on time. We're just just behind schedule. Yeah. What was I talking about on that? Yeah, with Echo, like I said, she was the first Ronin. But here's the thing: the first Ronin was actually supposed to be Daredevil. Let's go back there, because the reason it wasn't, because Brian Michael Bendis, like I said, he's the guy that did all this stuff. He created Ronin. He's like, I got this new character I made named Ronin. He's already a character. Guess who his character is? And everybody already guessed it's Daredevil. It's Daredevil. It's Daredevil. So he's like, well, screw y'all. I'm gonna make somebody else. So he just made Echo. So yeah, I think, isn't Echo one of his creations also? Like he made
Echo is by Quesada and David Mack.
Because I knew Bendis.
She started out as a Daredevil villain, So
yeah, and then went from there.
And then she kind of disappeared for a while, and then Bendis brought her back.
Daredevil bangs everybody.
Yeah, Daredevil bangs everybody.
That's like his thing.
Yeah.
All right. So all right. So like I said, Eli, I know you want to go into some deep lore with Echo, because I know people want to know about.
Well,
Echo.
I could. Yeah. I mean, I could. I got some images I can throw up there. Let's just throw some shit up. Let's just get this shit up there. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So, I mean, for those who don't know, Echo it started out as a Daredevil villain. She was her her dad, Crazy Horse Lopez, was a gangster, worked for the Kingpin. He was like a hitman for the Kingpin. Kingpin had him killed. And then raised Echo as as his own daughter. You know, Echo doesn't have any superpowers, but she has like, what do you call that? The eidetic memory or whatever.
Yeah, photographic reflexes, whatever they call.
Yeah, she basically can watch.
Taskmaster,
yeah, kind of like Taskmaster. She watches you do something, and then she can do it exactly the way you did it, like mimic you. And so, when she gets older, Kingpin tells her that Daredevil killed her dad. So she goes after Daredevil to kill him, sees footage of him fighting, and that's why she's able to kick his ass.
Mimic him. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's got these awesome fighting skills. And she can do that with anything. She can play music, even though she's deaf. Like in one of the comics, she like watches Tony Stark fly a Quinjet, and then boom, she's a pilot of the Quinjet now. You know, so she's like a master of mimicry. And so yeah, she fights Daredevil in that first story arc. Finds out that it wasn't actually Daredevil, but it was Wilson Fisk. She goes back after Wilson Fisk and kills him. But of course, he doesn't stay dead. He just ends up being blind or whatever. She shoots him, you know. And then she disappears for a while until Bendis brought her back in Young Avengers, New Avengers, which one?
New Avengers. Yeah,
New
well,
Avengers?
he completely reinvented the team. Yeah.
Yeah. At first they wanted Daredevil to go infiltrate Japan and infiltrate Silver Samurai and the Yakuza and the Hand and, find out what's happening. There's some shit going down. And Daredevil's like, no, I'm not going to do it, but I know somebody else who can. And the whole arc, it's just this ninja infiltrating, the Hand, kicking the Hand's ass.
But when we never know who the ninja is the whole time.
Is until at the end they reveal it is Echo. So she becomes like kind of an Avenger for a while, and that's about it. I know she bangs Moon Knight for a little bit. I don't give a shit because I'm so not a Moon Knight fan that I never gave a shit.
They're gonna force Moon Knight down your throat.
Yeah, I know he's got a show coming. So she kind of sporadically shows up here and there. Recently, Jason Aaron gave in she's the Phoenix now, which I will address later. I read the new issue of that. It seems like they just gave it to her to promote her because she's on the show and she's got a show coming out. That seems like
got to do something. Yeah,
they're trying to showcase her a little more. So let's give her the Phoenix Force. And but I don't.
Now, I've heard. I'm gonna let you finish, but I heard a theory that the Echo show is really a smokescreen, and they're gonna switch it like when it gets time, like sometime next year. Like it's really Daredevil season 4. Okay. But they don't want to announce Daredevil season 4 right now.
Okay.
Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, yeah, I mean, right now she's part of the Avengers. She's got the Phoenix Force. She's super powered cosmic god, basically. Just to showcase her because she's on the Hawkeye show. But I don't think they really thought what this means. The statement that it means, at least to Indigenous people. She is an Indigenous character, and maybe I don't know if she's my favorite Indigenous Marvel character because
she's definitely the most powerful Indigenous Marvel character right now.
Yeah, she's not. The thing is, she's not around enough for me to. For that, you know what I mean?
Right, just a background character. Like she's always there, but
they never really showcase her that much. She's always just eye candy, a hot chick that other superheroes get to fuck. They kind of addressed that in that Indigenous Voices comic that came out last year. Mm-hmm. They kind of like all these dudes are hitting on her. She's getting all these texts and shit. They kind of addressed her being this that
basically like fetishizing her.
Yeah, sexual object and shit. So they kind of addressed that. But yeah, she doesn't have much, even in Bendis's run, she doesn't really have much of a personality,
Yeah.
But
and like I said, when Hawkeye gets the Ronin suit, she disappears. Like she's gone in, Hawkeye's just Ronin in this.
She disappears to like the Moon Knight run, and then where all she does is fuck Moon Knight. I think she kicks ass in one of the issues. I did pick up a couple, but you know, like I said, I'm not into Moon Knight to give a shit. But yeah, she's just kind of not. They don't showcase her as much, you know. And that's the thing with most like Warpath. They just kind of, you know, most native characters, they don't do much other than Danny Moonstar being a leader of the New Mutants. Like even Warpath doesn't do much. He's kind of just a background character all the time too, you know. And in the Hellions, we got John Greycrow, and he does some cool shit. He's got guns and he does cool shit, but he's not the focus. I mean, that story is mainly about Sinister and Psylocke and shit. And he's just kind of a background character, like Echo. So I think right now they're giving her a push because of the show, and I think it's pretty cool. I like, yeah, that's cool. Seeing her kick ass, seeing her fight ninjas and shit is dope. I think, you know, as a street level character, she's cool. So I'm more into, you know, Punisher and, you know, I'm into the street level Marvel shit. Punisher, Ghost Rider.
So
Daredevil.
Since you're into the street level thing, what do you think about her being all cosmic and all this stuff?
I'll save that for my review of the comic. I got some.
Okay.
I don't want to ramble too on about that. But let's see. Do we have any more of those? Let's see. Oh shit, wrong one. So yeah, these are just, you know, she has guns. She started out with guns and shit, and swords, because she was basically a street level mobster. You know, they did, you know, a little corniness with the feathers and shit. I noticed in the show, you know, her dad had the tattoo. Let's see if we can find it. They show it there? No. But she usually has, there's her as Ronin again.
Right. And then even in the show, like her father grabbed her face, you know,
yeah,
and
like
had blood on her face. Yeah.
Yeah. But her dad had the tattoo of that sun, which is usually on her like chest. There's like a
but
sun.
she had it on her.
Yeah.
On her
and
jacket,
but he had it tattooed on him. And then touches her hand with blood, or her face with blood, which is like, yeah, that's her signature, you know, handprint on her face. And I guess lately, I think the reason why they didn't do that in the show is because that bloody handprint on the face is now like a symbol of the missing and murdered indigenous women movement. That's kind of like a symbol that raising awareness about that issue.
So
I think
that wasn't a thing at the time when they made it.
I've seen people, you know, on native social media, people talk about this sort of, you know, mocking the movement. And I was like, well, it's not over her. Usually it's over their mouth, but this is on her face and it's a white handprint. So, but I think that was just a nod to the handprint. Her grabbing, or her dad grabbing her face, is just a nod to the comic, nod to the handprint. But no, I think it's just cool just to see her, you know, she don't need to be in no corny ass costume, you know. It's cool.
It's coming. Don't worry, it's coming.
You know, but this actress they have, what's her name? Alakwa.
Man, here's the thing about her. They said this is the first thing she's ever been in. She has amazing screen presence.
Oh yeah,
like she doesn't just think, she just owns the room when she walks in the room, and that's very hard to do. Remember how we talked about when I was in the watching Red Notice with The Rock and like the other guy, Ryan Reynolds. So like they have screen presence, but anytime anybody stands on screen with them, kind of gets swallowed up because they don't have the same presence. She had it. Like she's walking the room and like just everything just gravitates around her. So I was like, her, Marvel got a good find with it. It's not like Marvel just found somebody just check a box, just throw it in there. No, they found an actor to pull this off.
Yeah, and I've been seeing it. I've seen the comics, or the comment sections. Everybody bitching, oh, Marvel woke this, and they're trying to check the boxes, and she's, you know, they're trying to.
I mean, let's name it off. She's a Native American woman, deaf, amputee. So I mean, she is bingo with that. You know,
yeah, she is deaf in the comics.
Right.
But yes, this actress, she is an amputee. That is a prosthetic leg. That is real in the show. And she's from just over here in Menominee, Wisconsin. She's Ojibwe, or just over here. up in these parts.
Okay, so we claiming it. We claiming it. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
a lot of time. Okay, just making sure. I know a lot of time we got native characters being played by Filipino actors and stuff like that.
Asians
So
and
no,
yeah.
Sylvester Stallone. No, so this not that. Okay.
Yeah, she's straight up Ojibwe, just over here in Wisconsin. Yeah, so pretty cool. I was pleasantly surprised. Like I said, I thought they were just gonna like have her show up and not do much with her character, just check a box and she's gone. But no, she seems to be a prominent plot point through the whole story. Her character is involved in this story, significantly involved in the story. So I think that's pretty cool.
So yeah, so like I said, if you haven't watched Hawkeye, definitely get on train. Hey, what went down with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Do you think we'll ever get Disney Bobby Moore? No. That's not gonna happen. If it was, well, first off, it doesn't fit in the MCU. I've always confused about the MCU. Hawkeye Love Life. Okay. Let me address that for a second. Okay. Like I said, for those who don't know, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Bobby Morris is Mockingbird. They said that in there, but in the comics, Mockingbird and Hawkeye are married. However, Hawkeye is married on this show also. And I have a theory that his wife might have been a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent.
Oh, yeah.
Reason I say that because
what's his wife's name? What's his wife's name?
Laura.
Oh, okay.
Laura Barton. Yeah, something like that. So, because the thing was, like, he was breaking down his whole plan of how he was gonna, get the tracksuits to stop following what's her face, and she knew the plan. Oh, you're gonna use one of Nat's old moves. So she knows the business. She knows all the tricks and the trades like that. And I'm like, why would he say all this valuable information to her unless she is a former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent herself? And it's maybe how they met. So they don't really go into all the details stuff like that. But I thought that was pretty cool. And plus, Bobby Morris on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was married also to the guy, Hunter, which I felt like was kind of like a Hawkeye standing himself. But yeah, I like how Hawkeye said he was another role model, never was, in retrospect to contrast him as Avengers member and a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and an assassin. That's the thing. So he's still having feeling guilty of the stuff he did as Ronin. Not just the S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff he did, not just the Avengers stuff he did, but the 5 years he went murdering people. Just like when he couldn't say the truth what happened to Echo's father to her face. Black Widow killed him. I was there when she did it. And in a way, it's the truth, like how Obi-Wan said, from a certain point of view. Technically, Black Widow did kill Ronan because
that's what I see a lot of people bitching about. Like whenever I see like the Echo posts, like check out Echo on Hawkeye, and like, where's Yelena? I want Yelena.
Don't worry about that. I'm not even really worried about Yelena because we already know what's going to happen with that. It's going to be the same superhero fight we've always seen before. It's going to be a misunderstanding. They're going to understand what's going to happen and they're going to team up. Boom. That's it. So I don't know why everybody's tripping over that,
Because she's supposed to make an appearance, right, on the show at some point.
Yeah. She's been confirmed. She's going to be on the show. So yeah.
So, I mean, that's people bitching as always, yeah.
But the most damaging thing is that she has an image of Clint in the Ronin outfit. That's what has me wondering. Not the fact that she's going to kill him or not. She actually has proof that he was Ronin. So, because he's been trying to hide that the whole time. So, yeah, that's all. So, like I said, I'm excited for episode 4. I want to see where episode 4 go. Just see where the rest of this series go. I would like for Kingpin to show up, but if Kingpin doesn't show up, it's not gonna make or break me. I'll live if he doesn't. See you Ronin PG-13 Punisher as possible. Pretty much. That's why you're not gonna see Ronin, but you Ronin did some shit, but they're not gonna show what he did. Yeah. Yeah, so can we move on past that? Oh, we still got more to talk about? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, just briefly. We saw a little clip of, and this just dropped, yesterday?
Yeah, last night.
Yeah, so we actually got some fresh news to talk about. So yeah, Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 dropped the trailer. I didn't see Peter Parker in it anywhere, so it may just be focused just on Miles. Basically, Spider-Gwen, she like hops through a portal like Rick and Morty, some stuff. You want to go multiverse hopping, you're like, okay. And next thing you know, they cut to it and he's getting a fight with Spider-Man 2099. For those who don't know, yes, Spider-Man 2099 is a character. He was a thing back in the 90s when they do the whole 2099 thing. and he is being voiced by Oscar Isaac. Oscar Isaac said he is coming back, so Oscar Isaac is going to be everywhere next year. And keep in mind, this is Across Spider-Verse Part 1. So Part 1. And Miles was getting his ass kicked by Spider-Man 2099 because if you read those comics, Spider-Man 2009 is actually kind of brutal. So honestly, I don't imagine Miles hanging with. I don't imagine Peter hanging with him. Okay.
Yeah, I was totally stoked. I was like, oh shit, because it like picked up right off for the last. I love Into the Spider-Verse. I just watched that the other night. Just happened to watch it the other night.
It's a rewatchable movie. It is.
I love that fucking movie. It might be my favorite Spider-Man movie ever. It's one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. I just watched that so much, and just seeing like them pick up right where it left off, and seeing Miles again, and then the awkwardness when Gwen shows up and he's like throwing.
Oh, he's like hiding and stuff like that.
Oh.
Then she's showing. She saw the drawing. I'm so glad that was the only drawing that she found of him, because let's be honest, he's 15 years old. You know what he would have been doing.
Yeah, I just had again. I had a smile on my face. Like
I said, I'm excited for it too. Miles,
totally forgot about No Way Home. I was like, oh, what? No,
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, like I mean, that's how it happened last cycle. Didn't like the In the Spider-Verse come out with the other Spider-Man movie came out. I'm like, well, this Spider-Verse movie was a way better movie than this Marvel shit that came out. So
yeah, maybe
it happened the same way. So I don't know. Okay, this one's on you. This is all on you. So we got here. I don't know. I don't really know what this is. So you got to break it down to me.
I got some. Damn it! Why do I keep bringing that window up? When
you have newts.
I have. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! Go
Brought
back.
You by
so they
RTG
finally dropped images and a trailer. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the newest one, another one coming out, got picked up by Netflix. It was supposed to come out in the theaters, but COVID happened, and so then Netflix picked it up. So it's coming out in February on Netflix. It's I don't know who it's directed by, but it's produced by the guy who directed Don't Breathe and the new the Evil Dead remake. And it's supposed to be a direct sequel to the very original. Another one.
Interesting.
And like they keep doing that. Ignore all the other
like Halloween. Yeah.
It's like Halloween. Ignore all the other movies. This is the direct sequel to the original.
Until the next one.
Until the next one. And I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I saw the trailer. The trailer looks pretty cool. We see chainsaws. We see Leatherface with a fucking, holding up some skin, holding up a Leatherface. There's a pretty cool shot of this chick crawling through a crawl space, and then you see the chainsaw coming through the floor and kind of chasing after the chainsaw blade, chasing after, kind of like an upside down shark fin. I thought that looked pretty cool. However, I've heard, and I don't even know if this is real or not because it's not really confirmed. It's all speculation, but I have heard the synopsis for the story because I guess there was a test screening, and a bunch of people saw it, and they have been leaking. They've been leaking the fucking the synopsis, what this movie is about. So it's old. It's like basically old man Leatherface. He's been alive this whole time. He's been laying low, in hiding, living with his mom.
Okay.
And I guess I'll go to this next image. I guess these kids, they're like a town of so these millennials show up and buy a small town in Texas, and they're like liberals or something, and they start pissing off all the conservative
liberals
Texans.
in Texas.
Yeah, they buy a town.
That doesn't sound right. Yeah,
they buy a town and start changing it to liberal city or whatever, in this conservative Texas. So right away, I'm like, oh shit.
Okay, I'm thinking, okay, if that's the plot, I'm pretty sure they're not from Texas.
No, they're not from Texas.
Yeah, they're not from Texas. They just show up at
they're just showing up to liberate Texas or whatever, and it pisses off all the rednecks around them. And then Leatherface shows up back and starts killing them or something. I don't know. It sounds really dumb, but I don't know if it's confirmed. I mean, like I said, it's all speculation. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I most of the Texas Chainsaw movies do suck. I do like the original sequel directed by liberal.
Hey, that one with Jessica Biel in that tank top. I love that one.
That remake, I like that. I like that. I thought that was really cool. I didn't like then they did a sequel to that one. I thought that
one sucked. Yeah.
Yeah, and it had cool kill scenes, but it happens like over a day. It's like a prequel. Like they decide, okay, I lost my job. Let's start eating people. You know, it's like that. It's kind of dumb, but most of them do suck. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the best sequels, it's hard to, if you just stick to the formula, but Texas Chainsaw sort of, invented a formula and they just don't ever go back to it, I guess. So
yeah, but I guess they're trying to modernize the family, I guess, with the liberal, whatever,
Yeah, he's got to be an old man. Like I said, it's old man Leatherface.
Yeah, it's Halloween, just like Halloween. Michael Myers is supposed to be in the, even though he's doing all this wild shit, he's supposed to be in the 70s, just like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Old man, Michael Myers, old lady Laurie. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Of course I'm gonna watch it. I don't know. I don't have high hopes for it now. So
it's on Netflix, so I guess I'll watch it too. It's
yeah. And we'll do a review.
We'll do a review on Texas Chainsaw. Might as well. I don't really watch horror movies like that, so I'm gonna just go in with fresh eyes. Even though I did see the original, I saw.
I'll hold your hand while we watch it.
Yes, because like I said, today is Marge's birthday, so I'm still triggered over that.
Who?
Large Marge from Pee Wee Big Adventure.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
It was the worst accident I've ever seen. Anyway, let's go past that. Now we're going to move on to the video game section. Let's talk about this first. Let's talk about this bullshit. Okay, so this is a rumor. I don't like to do rumor sites, but it came from Bloomberg, so I give it the benefit of the doubt, and it kind of makes sense. Apparently, PlayStation is supposed to plan something that's supposed to rival Xbox Game Pass. I guess people forgot that they already have something to rival Xbox Game Pass, PlayStation Now, but nobody ever uses it, anything like that. So they're just going to just do what they're doing. So what I've been hearing is that they're basically going to like combine the services, thing like that, and just make it one thing. But I don't know how it's going to go. That's all Bloomberg has. All I can say right now is that PlayStation Now sucks. It's, at this point, Sony does not give a shit about it. I'm going to show you something. This, because I got the dual sense, right? This PlayStation 5 controller. Even though I don't have a PlayStation 5 controller. The controller's awesome, Eli. I'm be honest with you, it's awesome. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I was gonna shit on it, but I can't shit on it. Only thing is it's a little heavier than what I'm used to, but I can deal with it. It's cool. But my thing is, if you're gonna do something with PlayStation Now, do something with it. Like make it where you can download all the games. Make it where this controller is actually compatible with it, because it's not compatible with it right now. So that means you really don't care. Have more games in there. Stop rotating games. Have first-party games on there. Basically, just do what Xbox is doing and just do that. I don't know why they won't do that. PlayStation Now, epic debate. So, not really. No, PlayStation Now is a thing, but yeah, okay. But yeah, that's all I got from there. So I'm gonna just move on past this. And this one, I saw this actually like this morning. Well, not this morning, but yeah, I saw it this morning. Like I said, I think next week, Halo comes back. Halo Infinite. It got pushed back last year. They blamed it because of COVID, but it's probably because of ugly graphics. But now it's back, and now it's supposed to be this thing. And the fan base has gotten so rabid and so toxic, just like how Halo fanboys always are, that they had to shut down the Reddit site because they got all these differences like that. Basically, what happened is they're not putting in all the game modes that they had in yet, and that's why they're bitching and complaining stuff like that.
But kill each other over that.
The people that made the game, you know how it always is. Death threats, they're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna leave their mom's basement, much less kill somebody,
or swat them or whatever. What's that called? Swatting.
Oh yeah, they will do that crazy stuff, but that's about all they will do. But they can trace who did those calls, so they're just getting just as much trouble also. But my thing is, The game isn't even out yet. They're bitching over a beta. They're bitching over a free download that they just had that's not even the full game. And they're bitching because it's not the full game. So, like I said, this is Halo for you, this Halo fan. It's bringing me all back. All those memories I had from Xbox Live, all those races, all those wannabe rappers, all the babies crying in the background, people that, breathing on the mic for no reason. It's coming all back. I remember how toxic Xbox Live used to be in 2006. People talking about cancel culture. I'm so glad that they didn't have like recordings back then of that, because we'd all be canceled.
That's why I never wore headphones when I played, man. I couldn't stand that shit. Yeah, babies crying. Grab your juice. Get your juice. Daddy, I want you. Get your juice. Like, will you go feed your fucking kid, asshole? Like,
right? Did you put the headset on the baby or something? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Let me see. Halo Tax fan base reminded me of active face swapping. Oh yeah. But Halo's way worse than that. Only reason I had restarted PC games because you said you use the PS5 controller. I was like, what? I gotta cut. Yeah. Like I said, Gabe, this thing is awesome. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like the Steam controller. That shit sucks. This shit's awesome. Xbox Live in 2000. Man, 616. I wish I could have recorded some of this stuff. I'll be honest with you, Eli. I probably shouldn't say this on the podcast, but I'm just saying it anyway. But back in 2006, when I was playing like Halo and Call of Duty and all the Xbox Live, there used to be certain words that was flown at me all the time on there. I'll give you a hint of what the word was. My gamer tag was Black Rambo, so you can kind of guess what words were. So when my friends came over, they would hear those words also, but I got to the point that I wasn't even flinching anymore. They were like, dude, you're not even gonna say anything? Like, oh, that's just how they talk, So they just I was so desensitized
that's
how from
they
it.
are. They're old-fashioned.
Yeah, I was desensitized because I heard the word so much. So when new people came
that's just how people talked back
that's
then.
just how they are.
Boys will be boys.
He's 12. Don't worry about it. Anyway, let's move on past that. Like I said, this is the Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about the comic books, and we're just gonna jump into it. And Eli, you know what? I'm gonna do something for a second, Eli. I'm gonna remove you. You know what? I don't think anybody's heard us right then, but that's okay.
I don't know. I was trying. I got my phone. I could trying to see. I was watching on my phone.
Oh, doesn't matter. I wasn't kicking you out. I was just muting you just for a second.
I just couldn't hear anything all of a sudden. I was like, oh shit, what's he doing?
Yeah, actually, because I muted myself by accident. But anyway, that demonstration didn't go the way I wanted to go to. But I'm gonna let you go first.
Were you saying tonight on Comic Book Bullies?
No, I wasn't doing a promo. I was just showing you how all the covers look alike. I can't really show you how I want to, but yeah, this, and there's always some dude fighting in fire. I'm like, is that every book? They all look the same. But anyway, so I'm gonna let you go first. What you got?
I suppose I'll do Echo, right? Okay, I'll do Echo.
Cool. Okay, since it's the Echo show,
it's the Echo show.
It's the Echo show.
So Phoenix Song Echo number 2. Where is it? Did I grab it? I didn't grab it, did I? Damn. How many books did I do? Did I grab 2? Oh, see, I grabbed 2 Nightwing covers. What a moron. Sorry, folks. I'm an idiot.
So what you saying is that Nightwing was awesome. That's what you're
saying. Yeah. So I'll just bring this back up. I'll just share this again. Yeah. So Echo, Phoenix Song Echo number 2, written by Rebecca Roanhorse. She's a native author who writes novels. And
real
they gave
books.
her a comic.
Okay.
Real books, yeah, books without pictures.
Ooh, she's fancy.
So of course, a comic book should be easy to write.
Right, just wrote this shit on the way over to the office.
Wrote this shit on the shitter.
Right.
But so anyways, like I said, Echo has acquired the Phoenix Force in Jason Aaron's Avengers run, and the first issue, she was kind of going ham, man. She can't control it. She's like burning up like thugs on the street. Elektra, who's now the acting Daredevil, is like, yo, man, you're too powerful for the streets. you got to like go to space or something. You're like a omega level world breaker now. You got to like go to space or some shit. So she takes off, you know, basically leaves Hell's Kitchen, and then Forge, you know, because it's natives. Forge tries to, your boy Forge tries to trap her, but that doesn't work. She takes off, and she's kind of questioning who she is. So she goes back to the res and try to, you know, back home and try to like, you know, figure out who she is and take some downtime. And she meets this dude named River. I think he's a mutant, and he can, he's a native guy, and his power is he can look into your past and know all your relatives, know your family tree, like know everybody you're related to in your ancestral
So
line.
he's like a 23andMe. That's his superpower.
I guess. Yeah, he can look into your past, basically.
Nice. Okay.
And so this one picks up. We get his origin story. His parents were killed in a car wreck, but at the time of a car wreck, some shadow demon came and basically has been haunting him throughout his life. And then he meets Echo when she comes back, and he tries to warn her, like, "Yo, this demon, this shadow demon wants the Phoenix Force." And she's like, "I'll fight him," you know, because she's all, you know, about kicking ass. So I guess the Phoenix Force amplifies his power. So they end up going through some like time warp portal back to the past, back to her past, and to the night her and her dad met, and they're at a club. You know, it was the night her dad met her mom, and her mom was a waitress at this club. And right when they meet, the shadow demon comes and kills her mom, or kills her dad. Kills her mom, basically, and that basically erases her existence. So now they're like,
damn.
"Oh shit, we got to go back even further." So they end up going back even further in the past. And that's kind of where it ends. So they're basically chasing this demon throughout history.
Before he erases all of Echo's bloodline.
All of Echo's this. So it's kind of got a
Back to the Future, Marty McFly.
Back to the Future, Days of Future Past type of thing, you know. So I mean, it's okay. You know, I'm
you there? Yep, he's frozen. Okay. Anyway, while he's frozen, I'm just gonna go to the next book. Next book I'm going to do. What am I going to do? I'm going to do. Come back, Eli. Come back. Next book I'm going to do is X-Men: Trial of Magneto. Let's see, who is this? Echo is not a mutant. Is she? It'd be cool if the demon wanted her powers to be a demon bear. No, she's actually not a mutant. She's not a mutant. She just learned her powers, and Phoenix just chose her because of her soul or something. X-Men has a lot of indigenous characters. I don't know. Marvel used the property though. X-Men has like a lot of characters: black characters, gay characters, indigenous characters. Kind of like whatever you want to do. That's it. Don't worry. He'll be back. Until then, what we're going to do X-Men Trial of Magneto number 4 of 5. This is the book we're going to do. And let's see. And we're still going to do this. Now, so way people haven't keeping up the storyline. Basically, Wanda was killed. Nobody knows who did it. Everybody thinks Magneto did it, and he may or may not have done it. But they're going to find out. Oh, make me bigger. Make me smaller. Okay. So basically how the book starts off is that Wanda, somehow that the five, you know, the people that actually resurrect everybody, they have brought Wanda back to life. No, actually, she brought herself back to life. They didn't bring her back. She brought herself back. And she's looking around, doesn't know what's going around. But it's like an older model of Cerebro, so they don't know what's going on. So they put the baseball clothes on her, and she goes on, and that's where they got in like an issue 3. So she's talking to her family. And then they're still getting attacked by these monsters outside, these big monsters that are getting attacked. And yeah, so they take Wanda, basically Billy and Time and her kid, Wiccan and Speed, they take her out and they basically try to talk to her and tell her what's been happening to her, that she is the one causing all these monsters. And basically she's in the shadow plane fighting like an old Wanda version of herself. And basically what she's doing is that the old Wanda is attacking her. And she's, look, I'm not going to attack you anymore because you need to forgive yourself over all your past sins. For the no more mutants, for killing Agatha Harkness, all the bad shit she's done before. She didn't forgive herself. Because if she doesn't forgive herself, her monsters are going to kill everyone she loves. Her monsters are going to harm everybody she loves. Basically, get it? Her demons are attacking her loved ones because she can't forgive herself for what she's done. So she got to solve herself. Otherwise, everybody's going to die. So she does. She finally comes to terms with herself, forgives herself for the stuff she's done. And all three of her, like her old version of her, her present version of her, and her past version of her, combine into one. And they basically fight all these monsters all over Krakoa. And yeah, they basically blow each other up. So that's it. So after they kill everybody, you think they're going to throw like a hero's welcome to like that, but they don't. The mutants still hate Wanda. They're saying the whole reason these monsters are here because you brought them here. And they were like, it's not her fault. They're like, it's always her fault. And she's like, well, if not. But Wanda knows who attacked her. Who did it? We don't know, but I guess we'll find out next week. So what's going on with this book? So it's basically like a thing, Wanda doesn't know whether or not she's getting attacked, but yeah, she's just gonna keep going with the story because that's the thing. We got one more issue left with this trial of Magneto, but why is it still going? We don't even know because Wanda's not dead, so why is she even? They having a trial on this stuff like that? Let me see. Omega level Scarlet Witch. She's always been Omega level, so now it's like 3 of them, and she didn't even really die. She like healed herself. They didn't even resurrect her. She resurrected herself. So that didn't make any sense on that. So since Eli's still gone, I'm just going to knock another one out real quick. Hopefully he'll come back because this is one I really want to do. Action Comics 1037. I don't know if everybody read Action Comics 1037. This is a wild book. That's all I got to say. So this book is Superman versus Mongol. Now, yes, we've seen Superman versus Mongol before, but not like this one. This is a different twist on the Superman versus Mongol storyline. Okay, don't worry. Eli will be back in a second. I'm going to still run through this book also. When he comes back in, I'm going to just let him just run through all his stories back to back to back to back. But until then, we're just going to keep going with this Superman versus Mongol story. And this is the start of the second issue of World War Rising. That's what they call this issue. Yeah. So what makes this Mongol fight different from the other one? This is Mongol's son, and Mongol's son is a little bit different. He's prepared for Superman this time. So basically, Superman has been like spending the last 10 issues just going around DC recruiting members to go help him take down the World War. And he calls them the Authority. If you know who the Authority is, that's an old team from Warren Ellis, like back in the 2000s. Paulo, Midnighter, blah, blah, blah. They're all back. And they're going to War, and he's just ready to take them out. So the United Nations are watching him go to War. And that's just like, well, Superman's down there. Maybe we should go help him. We need to send some guys down there. Let's send some Thanagarians. Let's send some Daxamites. Let's send some Telemars, whatever like that. So the Lord Premier, who is now the leader who succeeded Superman as being the head of the United Planets, says, no, we're not going to send anybody. Why would you want to send anybody? Because if you go there, you know how crazy these werewolves are. They're a bunch of cannibals and child killers. You want to have them as your neighbors? You want to invite them over to your planet? Because they got to go somewhere if they get kicked off World War. Hell, they killed a bunch of your own family members. So this is what we're going to do. Like I said, it's Superman. Superman is going in to handle this problem himself. Superman can easily fight this guy. So when Superman beats this guy, we'll figure out what to do with these crazy people. But if somehow Mongol beats Superman, do you really want to get on his bad side? Do you really want to get on his radar? So they just decided to sit out. The United Planets sit it out. They're like, Superman's going to handle this problem on himself. If he beats Mongol, cool. If he doesn't, it's on them. So Mongol's just like, look, the Superman's minions, I don't care what you do with them. But Superman is mine. Nobody touches him. And then that's when Superman kind of remembers who he is. He's like, yeah, you're Mongol's son. I beat your dad like plenty of times. What makes you think this is going to be any different? He was like, because I am not my father. And so Superman just goes at it. See, he got like the gray temples right there. So he's getting older. And they fight it out. And I'm just run through it real quick because apparently the Authority, like the people that Superman brought with him, they get taken out left and right. Like, I think they get killed. Like, they fight the Mongols minions and they just get taken out. Like, Enchantress is the first one to go out. She gets eaten. Apollo tries to help out Superman before he goes up there. Some dude just stands in his way just out of nowhere. Boom, knocks him down. And Midnight is in wait, nobody can knock down Apollo. Like that just doesn't happen. So Apollo, like, I just got the wind knocked out of me. I just go there and just take him out. So Apollo rushes, think he gets ready to take this guy out. Boom. He's killed. Apollo's off the table, Enchantress off the table. So then Midnight is just like, no, I'm gonna kill you for that. So Apollo and Steel rush. They do some stuff. Manchester Black is looking at this dude. He's just like, yeah, you're the one controlling the big monster over there, aren't you? Like, look, you can't do anything. Your telepathic tricks won't work on me, and I repel all energy blasts. He's like, cool. So he picks up a stick and beats him to death. Because there's the only way you can really fight this guy right here. So while he's beating him to death, Superman is attacking Mongol one more time. And he's actually kind of holding his own against Mongol, but Mongol has a trick up his sleeve. So Mongol is telling him a little trick he didn't know, like he was prepared for Superman because he knows that Superman gets his power from the yellow sun. He's just like, look, World War doesn't have a sun. So what I did, I powered World War off the radiation of the red sun. It's pumping red solar energy in this whole planet right now. I knew you were coming. I was ready for you. So people don't know about Superman. Red solar energy is one of his weaknesses. Magic, kryptonite, red solar energy, also like that. So just being on World War makes him weaker. Superman was prepared for this fight. He realized he's fucked. So, like I said, then the big monster starts fighting, and there's a speedster on the authorities team also. I don't know her name, but a few pages not going to matter anyway, because the big monster grabs her and smashes her to the ground. So that's pretty much it for her. Superman takes the big monster, flies him out of there, goes back to the speedster. She's dying, last breath. Meanwhile, the crowd is shouting Mongol's name. They love Mongol. He's their hero. So even if Superman does beat him, it doesn't really matter. So while she's getting ready to die, Superman sheds a tear for her, but he took his eye off the ball. Why? Because Mongol is right there. Bam, catches him, stabs with a kryptonite spear. So, and he tells him, like, that's your weakness, not kryptonite, not red solar energy. You care about these weaker humans. That's your weakness. And he lifts him up in the air, and you're like, and that's why you did. So the United Planet sees the whole thing in the horror. They're like, wait, did I just kill Superman? And they were like, well, we need to do something. They're like, well, what you going to do? The guy just killed Superman. What you going to do? Go attack World War? All he's going to do is enslave your planet too, like he did the rest of them. You're just going to get on his radar. I mean, he killed Superman. What do you think he's going to do to you? So they're like, they can't do anything about it. Like, it's best to just pretend like none of this ever happened. Just erase the footage. Superman died, just stays off on the planet, and that's it. So they leave. This is like, may our gods have mercy on us all. And when they leave, the Lord Premier smiles just a little bit. So obviously, he's in on it a little bit. So that's what's going on with it right now. So yeah, Superman's dead, man. What the hell? Let's see. What do we got here? Oh, hey, Eli. Appreciate you for coming. Let me know if you can jump in the podcast. Yes, that's what's going on right now. So that's insane. We all know Superman isn't dead because Future State already predicted that he's going to be a slave in World War anyway. So he'll be back. Let's see. It's Hard as Superman and Gladiator Bloodbath. Yeah. And if you read the like the Future State book, that's basically what happened. He becomes a slave in World War, and he's just fighting the gladiator battles all the time also. Dang, 3 people dead. What about Natasha Irons? There you go. Let's see. Yeah, man, you missed it. There you go. I don't know if you were listening.
I was on a roll, man. I was talking mad shit.
I know you was all introspective, and you just went
profound statements and shit. I was changing the world with my speech, and then the internet cut out.
I mean, you just saw like, okay, so here's how you fix global. We're the global economy, you know.
It was like the end of Escape from New York. That tape got shredded at the end. That was supposed to, like, you know.
So no matter what you do, make sure you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we got there. So yeah. So still, Natasha didn't die, but I'm pretty sure Midnight is dead. Apollo's dead. Enchantress dead. That speedster we don't know name is dead. Superman's dead, but he'll be back.
Oh, you talking about Superman and the Authority or something?
Yeah. So yeah, Mongol like killed everybody. That's the book I just reviewed.
Okay.
And plus, I didn't know that was like the only Clark Kent Superman book out right now. So it's not like, like the Superman run. That's not a thing. That's just Jonathan over there. So this is the only Clark Kent Superman book on the market right now. It's actually telling the story. So it's pretty cool. Eli, you're up now. Actually, you're not even that far behind. I think you're up next anyway.
Okay.
So you actually didn't miss anything.
Well, 3 out of 5 for the Echo book.
Okay.
I don't know what y'all heard, but
I don't know. I mean, you was talking and I heard you getting disrespectful that you just froze. I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, and then I was going on and on and on, and then like 5 minutes went by, and then I like, Leroy, hello. Like, that racist bastard. No, I'm just kidding. So I guess my next book will be Venom #2.
Okay. Now here's the thing. The reason I didn't read this book is because, one, I don't think Al Ewing is on this book. I think they passed it off as a bait and switch with some dude named Ram V. And Venom Cat. I'm like, no.
Venom Cat.
No. Cat Venom. No. I didn't sign up for this.
There's a Venom Cat. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't sign up for this. So I want to see if you can sell me on this. So, yeah.
Okay. So from what I understand is they're going to do they're switching every month. So the Dylan stuff is going to be written by this Ram V. And the Space Venom, Green Lantern, Venom in space shit, that's going to be Al Ewing. So Cosmic Venom is going to be Al Ewing. So next month will be Al Ewing.
Oh.
And you know what? I'm not interested in Space Venom. Space
so
Cop Venom.
You rather read the Ram V stuff? Okay.
No, after this show, I don't know. 'Cause, yeah, I mean, it's action packed. There's a lot of action in it. It picks up where last, issue left off. There's somebody looking for Dylan. Of course, Eddie's in space being a space cop. So Dylan, he basically train hops. He's being a hobo. He train hops and he's on the run. And from whoever these motherfuckers are chasing him, and there's a bunch of fighting, lots of action, plenty of action, cool art. But yeah, it's a little fluffy. It's like what I'm saying, it's a little fuzzy for me. Yeah, the Venom Cat, Venom kind of talk. He's not really supposed to bond with Venom as much. He's not supposed to use Venom, but he will when people try to kill him and shit. But yeah, it seems a little too fuzzy. It's such a different direction than the Donny Cates run, where Donny Cates was all horror and monsters and kind of like a Spawn, feel. This is more of a like, an 80s kids, kind of like the Goonies. It's like reminds me of the Goonies or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna stay on this. So I might be giving Venom a rest for a little bit, because I'm not sure if I like good guy Venom, space cop Venom.
I mean, because they got to put some Venom out, to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
because
the movies.
of the movie.
Yeah. I just don't know if I'm into this Venom. Yeah, space cop Venom. Again.
Yeah, this thing Bendis did. Yeah. Space cop Venom with the Guardians. Yeah, that was a thing. So yeah.
So yeah.
I don't know.
2 out of 5. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Won't be that harsh. There is some cool action scenes, and cool art. I just don't like the direct. It's just not for me. It doesn't appeal to me.
I was like,
somebody else might like it. Y'all, somebody might like it, but I don't know.
I can't do it, but yeah, if y'all do it, that's just. But I couldn't do Cat Venom. I just thought I was like, okay, that's where we're going with this.
That's like he's like the baby Groot character,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just there's a symbiote cat. That's Eddie, or Dylan's little pet, little alien pet. Cat from outer space, like the cat from Captain Marvel, kind of like that.
The Flarkin, yeah, I couldn't do that. So okay. Here's the thing, Eli. I can't log into my DC Universe account. I forgot it, so I can't do the hardware book that I bought. I'm not gonna buy it, but I'll just give you a review. You know what? I'll just talk about it, Rick, just see what it is. Hardware goes to Singapore. when he goes to Singapore, he meets his other mentor that's warring with the current mentor that's trying to kill him. And when he gets there, the mentor that's trying to kill him calls the guy because he knows he's over there. He's like, I'm gonna give you 48 hours to give him up. And he's like, but he's giving him like something he's been wanting for like the last 20 years, like some source code that he bought from him. So he was like, well, let me think about it. He was like, if you give him to me 48 hours, I'll give you the source code. If you don't, I'm gonna come over there, take him, and not give you shit. So let me know what you're gonna do, and that's how the book ends. So boom, that's all we're gonna do with hardware. But yeah, you got another book?
New Mutants number.
New Mutants? Okay, yeah. So unless I can log into my account, I guess I'm booked out. So let me see. So we got New Mutants.
New Mutant number 23.
Okay.
I'll bust this up. Hopefully, I don't kick the internet off or something. No, it's I'm wondering if it's the weather. I don't know. Like nothing was working in my house. Like my phone wasn't working.
So I mean, is that bad up there right now? Because
oh, it's snowing out, but usually we get snow all the time. I mean, that never happened before, but for some reason,
the Shadow King. Okay.
Yeah, my whole internet went out. Everything in the house, my phone, the TV wasn't working, and so I just rebooted the modem. I waited for that to be so it works now. But so yeah, New Mutants number 23. We have Amal Farouk, the Shadow King. They're in the Mindscape. The New Mutants are kind of like fighting. They went to face off Shadow King last issue. They are now inside the mind of the Shadow King. He's fucking with them. It's the whole Mindscape, and they're going through some weird nightmare landscapes and stuff. It's very reminiscent of kind of like the Matrix or Freddy Krueger. You know what I'm saying? It's all a dream. It's inside the mind and shit. And they're all, and they end up finding Amal Farouk as a child. They unlocked her, going through all his memories. They're in his mind. So they're going through all his memories. They find Amal Farouk as a child before the Shadow King took him over. And so they end up reasoning with the kid, like, yo, man, don't, you've suffered a lot, and, don't let this Shadow King asshole turn you into an asshole. And so they end up talking sense into child Amal. And he ends up sort of, at the end of the book, he kind of incapacitates the Shadow King. I should bring up that panel. Because at the end he's like, they come out of his mind, and then he's back, and it's he's kind of crying at the end, kind of saying I'm sorry. So yeah, they're making progress. So, but it was pretty cool. It kind of reminded me of the show Legion.
Shadow King was on there. Yeah.
Where Shadow King was on there, but it was like the same sort of, idea of, being in all these different, what was a dream, what wasn't real. They're all sort of in all the astral planes, in and out of different realities. That's what this kind of reminded me of. So, I enjoyed this, so 4 out of 5.
Cool. Okay. You got one more, don't you?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you're done? Are you there?
Yeah, because I couldn't log into. Yeah, because I did a whole book. I did 3.
Okay. Yeah. I was gone a while, man. Wow.
You were gone a while, but yeah, I did a whole book while you were gone. But yeah.
Yeah, I was in another dimension. Yeah. I'll do this Nightwing annual.
Okay, I've been hearing good things about that. I should have read this, but I knew you were going to review it, so I was like, I'll just wait.
Well, yeah, this was good. Tom Taylor, I'm digging his run right now. This is annual, so a nice fun story. Annuals are always fun. So yeah, he teams up with Jason, with the Red Hood. Apparently, somebody is going around killing criminals, and kind of framing Red Hood. There's footage of Red Hood killing a mobster and some goons. It turns out the mobster was an FBI informant, and his goons were like FBI agents, like undercover FBI agents. And and it's footage. They actually have footage of Red Hood killing. Wing goes and confronts Jason. He's like, it wasn't me, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's go figure out who it is. And it turns out it's Clayface. Clayface was hired by the guy who used to drug deal. He was an old drug dealer in Gotham, and he's the one who sold the bunk drugs or the toxic drugs or whatever, the drugs that Jason's mom OD'd on. And so they go after the guy and they get him. And there's some flashbacks of when Jason and Dick met when they were kids, like right when Jason was being a Robin. And there's like a nice scene where Jason shows up and Jason's grounded. He's like, yeah, Batman's always, comparing me to you. Why can't I be more like Dick? Blah, 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 blah. And Dick's like, well, he fired me, so don't feel so bad. So, kind of cool little, the brothers bonding and shit. So yeah, it was a cool episode. It was a cool book. So
yeah, because you don't really get too much, Nightwing and Jason, just bonding instead of not fighting each other,
Yeah, they team up. They team up and yeah, it was cool. Okay. So
yeah, I did say the twerkers. The twerkers are en route. So yeah. Shoot.
And that's all the books I got.
Okay, like I said, I'm booked out also. Yeah, like I said, if you listen to this long, different, like, share, subscribe. Eli, I think when does Matrix come out?
Oh, around Christmas, right?
No, I thought Mom was blown up. Yeah, she's blown up now, but she was a drug addict before she got blown up.
She was she didn't die from the OD, but she was like, she OD'd and like almost died, according to this.
Yeah, unless they change some stuff, but yeah. Because I think Matrix comes out a week before Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man comes out next week after this. So I think Matrix is
Spider-Man was on Christmas. I thought they're both on Christmas, or I thought the Matrix is like on Christmas.
Both are before Christmas. Like Matrix is before Spider-Man. So I think Spider-Man is a week. So if it is, we review the Matrix because what else we got to do? It's going to be
that'll be on HBO. So yeah,
it'll be on HBO. So we'll just watch it and it'll be whatever. So
yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go to the theater for Spider-Man. So
that's cool. I'll just review it and then we'll go from there. And I'll let you know if Wolverine and Daredevil and everybody else is in it. So yeah, but if you listen to long, just like, share, subscribe. We have other podcasts. We have us. We have This Issue Comics, and those are the only two I'm going to promote because I don't know who or what else is on the platform. So that's all we're going to go with. So until then, this is Leroy. He said, "Say goodnight, Gracie." Good night, Gracie. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.
But baby, it's cold outside.
Got to go
But baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
Been hoping that you drop in. I'll hold your hands, they're just like ice. Beautiful, what's your hurry? Listen to the fireplace roar. Beautiful, please don't hurry. Put some records on while I pour. Baby, it's bad out there. No cabs to be had out there. Your eyes are like starlight now. I'll take your hat, your hair looks swell. Mind if I move in closer? What's the sense of hurting my pride? Oh, baby, don't hold out. Baby, it's cold outside.
I simply must go.
But baby, it's cold outside.
The answer is no.
But baby, it's cold outside.
The welcome has
How
been
lucky that you dropped
so
in.
nice and warm.
Look out the window at the
My
storm.
sister will be suspicious.
Gosh, your lips look
My brother
delicious.
will be there at the door.
Waves upon the tropical
My
shore.
maintenance mind is
Gosh, your lips are
or maybe
delicious.
just a cigarette.
Never such a blizzard before.
Gotta get
But
home.
baby, you'd freeze out there.
Say, lend me a coat.
It's up to your knees out there.
You've really been
I
great.
thrill when you touch my
But
hand.
don't you see?
How can you do this thing to
There's
me?
bound to be talk
Think
tomorrow.
of my lifelong
At least
sorrow.
there will be plenty
If
implied.
you got pneumonia and
I
die,
really can't
get
stay.
over that old doubt. Baby, it's cold. Baby, it's cold outside.